Hello, this is an instructional video or an introduction overview for banner making for the 8th grade confirmation class of Emmanuel. As you know, one of the ways that we sort of wrap up our 8th grade year, but just to be clear, 8th grade is not a graduation, but there is a few significant things during this year with regard to confirmation. One of them being the essay, and at this point I've received everybody's essay in, and it's waiting on me now to get them back to you, and I'm working through a list of things to get caught up on. Making this little video is one of them, so that we might tell you about the banner and that expression of your faith regarding your confirmation verse that all the students had an opportunity to choose themselves this year, and we did that last year too. Basically, you will have a piece of cloth like this. They're already made. We've got one for each of you. And this is your canvas, so to speak. You're going to put your design on here, and eventually it'll be hung up in the sanctuary during confirmation, during the essays and on Confirmation Sunday, and hang there for a while afterwards. A lot of work goes into them. And again, an expression of the faith of your child, your son or daughter, with regard to their confirmation verse. So the goal, the goal of today is to just share with you some of the resources that we have. And of course, these are crazy times. Pre-COVID, we would have maybe the boys gather together with their mentor and the girls gather together with their mentor, but we're just not having those kind of social gatherings. And but this project still has to be done. On that day that we would meet, normally we would show and we would give this banner material to the students. We would then show the resources that we have. One, everybody needs a confirmation verse, which your child has. And so I would have that in front of them as they're beginning to work or be familiar with it. Maybe you've already been giving some thought to how you might express your child's verse in picture form, in symbols. How might you do that? So that's maybe something you've already been thinking about. Some of the resources that we have, we've got a book or a box of different things. We've got some books on banner making which would not necessarily tell you how to do this, but you might find some images in these type of materials so that you would know with regard to what you want to share or put on your banner. There are some black and white different images and things like that. This one here is flames of fire, or a dove and flames of fire. And so you can borrow these. We can make copies. We can utilize the copier. We can do some expanding of enlarging things on the copier. We also have a little bit of an archaic machine, but it will, I always say, blows things up, but it enlarges them. And that can be worked to come down here, use that machine, put your image in there, get some white paper or something and trace it out. So you've got the beginnings of the design that you want, kind of working with the size of the banner. So there's things that we can bring and help you with. But primarily, that first meeting, if we could meet in person, would be sharing the banner material, sharing the section or the stuff that we've got for resources, ways to figure out what kind of design you might want to put on your banner with regard to displaying and presenting your confirmation verse. Another help that I have used or directed people to is just Google. Put in your verse into Google and look for images and see what comes up. Sometimes something there spurs an idea that you can use on your banner. Sometimes the thought would be simplest is best. Sometimes you can get too crowded. So keep that in mind as you're working and designing your banner. Some youth have in the past completely covered this with another piece of felt, and that's what this is. It's a felt, and what to go on would be felt also that would use to decorate it and design it. But they wanted a different background color, and that's completely acceptable. We give you one one like this, and then you're allowed to change and put on it what you want. If you want to keep that kind of an off-white background, or if you want a completely different color behind, using glues and different things like that to attach that way. I'm going to hold up here for you a whole box of felt. So if you're looking for colors, we've got a number of small pieces. Over the years, some have donated leftover. So when you're all done, if your family's not going to be making any more banners for a while and you want to donate it, we'll gladly take it and add it to our collection. This is one of 3 containers that we have of felt and felt pieces. So you're welcome to come down and sort through and see if you can find those things that you need if you're looking for a specific color. If not, you might consider, let me see here, Hobby Lobby, or is it Michael's the other craft, a craft type store. Walmart and some of those areas too have the felt or things that you might need. When it comes to letters, some have used where they come with an adhesive backing, a felt letter with an adhesive backing, and so they purchase them and use that. Others have designed their own letters and then cut them out and then glued them onto the banner. Some banners, and I'll show you a couple examples here. Some banners have words that would depict the verse. So maybe a key phrase from the verse is on there. Others might just have the verse indicated, referenced. And most all have the biblical reference, the verse reference. Some have words, some just are using images to communicate what sometimes can be done in a picture. Let's see here. Trying to think what else I would need to share with you. This is your child's project, but parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, baptismal sponsors are allowed to help. And sometimes it's encouraged because it does help keep the process moving. Maybe you have another adult come in if you and your child don't work well on certain projects. Sometimes it's nice to have an outside viewpoint or somebody else that will work with them and struggle through some of the design choices and things that go on. So parents, keep that in mind. You're certainly welcome to help them. You don't just have to say it's all your project. No, this is a good opportunity for you as a family to have some faith discussions. So I hope you'll be encouraged to help them or connect them with another adult in their life that would serve in that role. I'm going to grab 2 of the banners and show them to you. Again, we have the resources. We have some of the material that is here. We can use the copier to make things a little bit bigger. So if you need something to trace or cut out, to lay over felt and do that, we have the machine that will do that. I think we still maybe have an overhead projector around or 2 if we need to do anything like that. But in the past, we've primarily used the one machine that enlarges, or we've used the copier here. But let me show you these 2 banners as examples of what you can do. In this particular banner, again, they kept the background, but they've got, actually the letters are paper. There's no set saying that you have to use felt letters or anything specific. You can use, this particular individual used paper. These pieces are felt, and so God is with you wherever you go, and they've got showing the world, and I imagine this is Jesus. It would seem to indicate that with the individual. So again, paper letters, felt, other pieces, not a lot of words, but the image trying to communicate part of that verse, that assurance that God is with you wherever you go. Oh, one thing, well, I've got this one out here. All your child has to do is design the banner, and then when it comes back to us, we'll install the dowel rod and the cord that it's used to hang from. And then when everything is said and done, my hope is that your child will want to come back and get it. if they haven't already enjoyed seeing it hanging in church, but then it would go and maybe hang at a prominent place in your home or in their room, a constant reminder of their confirmation verse. I have one more to share with you. And in this one, Galatians 5:22 and 23, the fruit of the Spirit. They take the general idea of that verse and display it here, in this case, using a fruit basket. But their letters are felt. It's a little thinner felt, a little more rigid that they've used. And so the same with the fruit pieces in the basket. But again, there's a variety of ways that people can create and display their verse and present it for others to see in a visual manner. And you're free to do that. I don't have an example here, but some have gone and they've put on little braiding at the bottom, something kind of a little bit of a frill, I guess you might say, but something to dress up the bottom. Yes, no, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you do it, it's great. If you don't, it's fine too. But that's just to kind of communicate to you that those things are okay. The book is pretty much wide open on how your child presents their verse for others to see and enjoy. Hold on just a second. I'm sure I've missed something, but just the encouragement before I close, that again, this is your child's opportunity to present their verse, their special verse that will be theirs for their life, in picture form, in a way that's we'll call it ecclesiastical art, because it will hang within the church proper for a while following their confirmation for all to see. But just that encouragement, but that they go ahead and give it their best and look for ways to creatively share the special verse that they've been given. If you have questions, please reach out to me, but please know that the banner backings are available already, and when I put out the email with this little video, I will say where those are located so that your family can pick one up whenever they're at church. And then the tubs of fabric, I will say in the email where those are located. I haven't figured that out because there is a lot of, while there seems to be nothing happening, there are things happening, and I have to be conscious of where I put things for access for everybody. So we'll get that figured out, and I will communicate that directly to you. I feel like I did a little bit of rambling, but hopefully I communicated everything that I would have communicated to you and your child had we been able to have an in-person banner day for the boys and for the girls. So thank you, and if you have questions, please reach out, and we will also at that time share the deadline of when we need the banners in. We've got a month or two, but Confirmation Sunday comes that last Sunday in April, and we like them done about 2 weeks ahead of time. Okay, thank you.